Whether it feels like it today or not, summer is almost here, and the Red Cross wants to remind parents it's important your kids know about water safety. So here to explain is Rich Woodruff here from the Utah Red Cross. Rich, thanks for being with us this morning.
Good to be here as always.
I know one of the things that you want to talk about today is swimming. What do you run into when we talk about swimming, concerns that you see?
Well, the Red Cross, as you know, we kind of wrote the book on aquatic safety. In fact, last year we celebrated 100 years of that. So, you know, of course we train lifeguards, and we're all about preparedness. So letting the public know some of the dangers and hazards and what you can do to mitigate them when you go swimming. A lot of people are going to be doing that very shortly.
Yeah, and I understand there's a lot of people who maybe they think they know how to swim, but they really don't know how to swim. You know,
that's true. You know, we did a survey and, you know, 80% of adults think they can swim. The actual number is closer to half, 52%, to pass basic water competencies that the Red Cross defines as being able to swim.
What does that mean, water competency?
Well, there's a kind of a test you can put yourself through to jump into water over your head, go underwater, come up, surface, tread water, turn around, swim 25 yards, and be able to exit a pool without a ladder. That's a good test.
So just the basic, some of the things you would need to do if you get into a pool, right? Know how to be able to go underwater, get out, and get out of the pool.
Yeah, very basic.
And so you're saying people are failing. More people are failing this test than think that they would normally pass.
Yeah, it's true. You know, again, it's sort of a false sense of confidence that can really get people into trouble very quickly.
So what do people need to know, obviously, if they're not aware that they're really deficient on some of these things when it comes to water safety?
Well, a couple of things. You know, first of all, make sure that you are a competent swimmer, and also make sure that, you know, your children, you want to waterproof your children because they can be very much at risk, especially younger kids.
Yeah, what do kids need to know, especially parents for those younger kids?
Well, if they're very young and haven't swam, obviously lessons, but keep them, you know, supervised. A lot of people don't realize drowning is a very silent, insidious sort of incident. You know, you'd think it would be thrashing and lots of noise, but they can slip underwater very quickly. We've heard about buddy check. You know, never let kids swim alone. Always keep them supervised. And don't let them pair up with other kids that may not be as competent as well.
Those are good things to remember. I know you have a pool checklist for people too.
Yeah, if you have a pool, make sure that you have barriers around it. Make sure that you have the means to, like a life preserver, that sort of thing. And just things like being, make sure you have your cell phone with you when you're at the pool. Sort of a checklist to go through. If you need to call 911 quickly, you've got that capability.
Now, we're just kind of skimming the surface here, literally about summer safety ideas. I know you have a number of safety ideas we will be talking about over the next 3 or 4 weeks. What do you want to discuss?
Well, grilling safety is a very important issue. Travel safety always comes up. You know, outdoor first aid. I mean, think of the activities that increase during the summer months and some of the risks, you know, heat exhaustion, for example, and how do we take care of our pets. So there's a pretty big grocery list of things we can be discussing over the next few weeks. So
the next month or so, you hear more about that from the Utah Red Cross. If you want more on those ideas for today about swimming safety, we have them on our website, abc4.com/GMU, talking with Rich Woodruff from the Utah Red Cross. Rich, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.